It is not what a man knows, but what he thinks he knows. That is his greatest weakness, for in his certainty he lowers his guard. Plato. Chapter 1. The Serpent's Embrace. Brotherhood, a beautiful lie. It will blind you. This chapter, it reveals how those closest will betray you for gain. Learn to see their true intentions. They tell you to trust. They preach loyalty. This is a lie, a slow poison seeping into your foundation, consuming your power. You are exposed, your defenses compromised by the very people you believe have your back. The master strategist wrote centuries ago, "Men are quicker to forget the death of their father than the loss of their inheritance." He understood that self-interest is the only true constant, a force that silently rearranges all alliances and loyalties around you. This is the illusion of brotherhood. It's the comforting lie that friends are bound by something beyond their own gain or convenience. You share secrets, offer support, believe in a mutual, unbreakable bond. But understand this: every secret shared is a weapon handed over. Every favor a potential claim against you. Your perceived closeness softens your edge, leaving you uniquely vulnerable to their hidden agendas, conscious or not. Your friends know your weaknesses. They know your fears, your deepest ambitions, and have seen you at your most vulnerable, stripped bare of pretense. This isn't just intimacy, it's a deep form of intelligence. They collect critical data on your vulnerabilities without even realizing the full scope of its future utility. Watch what happens when your success outpaces theirs. The congratulations will feel hollow, a thin veil over their true resentment. Their loyalty was never to your rise, but to your shared, comfortable level. The betrayal is often quiet, subtle, insidious. It's the whisper, the concerned advice that subtly undermines your efforts, planting doubt in your path. It's the crucial opportunity they mention to another, not to you, believing you're not ready or worthy. They define your limits because they knew you when you had limits, holding you to an old, comfortable version of yourself. You cannot evolve fully if you are constantly negotiating their comfort with your own uncomfortable transformation. Sun Tzu, the ancient master of war, understood this perfectly when he wrote, "All warfare is based on deception." He recognized that this principle extends far beyond physical battlefields into every arena where power is contested. Here's how you begin to correct this fatal flaw. Cultivate strategic distance. Your plans, your struggles, your true intentions must become classified information. Guard it fiercely. Speak less. Observe more. Let them reveal themselves through their actions, not their convenient words. Do not give them a clear roadmap to your destruction or exploitation. If you announce your grand vision, your friends will either mock it, subtly sabotage it, or openly demand a piece of it. They will project their Chapter 2, the inner circle's edge. Trust, a fatal flaw. Your closest confidants are not just friends. They are your most dangerous assessors. We shall expose their subtle, relentless power. Own limitations onto your ambition, drowning your drive in their insecurity. Your closest allies, the ones you call friends, are often your most lethal vulnerability. They are not merely observers, they are intelligence agents, gathering data on your habits, your fears, your true intentions. The deeper your connection, the more access they have, the more precise their strike can be. This proximity grants unparalleled access to your soft spots. They see the cracks you hide from the world, the moments of doubt, the quiet anxieties. They understand your patterns, your triggers, your weaknesses. Every shared secret, every whispered confession becomes a potential weapon in their arsenal, ready to be deployed when loyalty shatters and self-interest takes over. Think about the times you have overshared, the vulnerabilities you have exposed, the secrets you have whispered in confidence. These are not merely memories, they are liabilities. Each one is a piece of information that can be weaponized against you, a clear roadmap to your emotional destruction or strategic exploitation. Watch what happens when resources become scarce, when a better offer comes along, or when envy festers. The man you call a brother, the woman you call a confidant, can swiftly become your most effective saboteur. They do not need to invent flaws. They simply remind others of the ones you openly displayed. This is why you must build invisible walls, not just around your plans, but around your very essence. Reveal nothing that can be used against you. Maintain a cold, strategic distance, even from those you genuinely care for. Your inner world must remain a classified zone, impenetrable and unreadable. If you allow open access to your inner workings, your friends will map your weaknesses, track your resources, and predict your moves with chilling accuracy. They will know exactly where to apply pressure, what buttons to push, how to destabilize your foundation. But if you keep your true self veiled, there is no clear target, no exposed flank for them to exploit. History is littered with the bodies of those who trusted too deeply. Consider Julius Caesar, betrayed by Marcus Junius Brutus, a man he had treated like a son. His final words, if true, were not just about the physical stab, but the agonizing blow of trust violated by an intimate. What Julius Caesar understood is that the closer the bond, the deeper the cut when it finally breaks, proving that the greatest threats often arise from within, not from external enemies. Your friends know the exact pressure points, the personal history that can be twisted, the ambitions that can be quietly undermined. They have the context, the backstory, the intimate details. An enemy from afar must guess. A friend knows. This knowledge is power, and power is always susceptible to corruption. Here's how you counter this. Cultivate a persona of amiable impenetrability. Be present, but never truly vulnerable. Listen more than you speak. Let them share their secrets, their weaknesses, their anxieties. Collect this data without reciprocating, without offering any part of your true self in return. Cardinal Richelieu, the architect of French power, understood the necessity of strategic isolation. He famously stated that if one gives away secrets, they give away their freedom. He built his influence by keeping his true intentions hidden, even from his closest advisors, maintaining an aura of mystery that kept his enemies and his allies constantly guessing. Your goal is not to eliminate friendship, but to reframe it. Treat every interaction, every confidence shared as a transaction. Give nothing away for free. Demand equal or greater value for every piece of your inner world you consider exposing. Most of the time, the exchange is not worth the risk. This isn't paranoia, it's pragmatism. It's understanding the fundamental nature of human competition, the subtle currents of envy and ambition that flow beneath even the strongest bonds. Your friends are simply people, and people are inherently self-interested. But this isn't the only way your inner circle can undermine you. There's another, more insidious poison, one that doesn't rely on betrayal, but on subtle, draining demands. What is it? Chapter 3. Sentiment's heavy price. Sentiment, a poison. It is a tax on ambition, silently levied. We shall expose how affection becomes an invisible chain, binding your power. This poison is sentiment. It is the emotional obligation, the quiet duty you feel towards those you call your own. They tell you to cherish these bonds, to foster deep connections. This is a lie, a trap set for the unwary. What they truly want is your energy, your focus, your resources, extracted through the invisible chains of affection and guilt. This is the heavy price of sentiment, a silent tax levied on your ambition. It blinds you to the true intentions lurking beneath smiles and shared histories. You want to believe the best, you want peace, you want harmony. This desire, this need for approval, makes you soft, making you overlook the subtle shifts in loyalty, the growing envy, the quiet demands that slowly empty your reserves. Think about the friend who always calls in a crisis, yet disappears when you need support. The family member who guilt trips you into favors, citing old debts or shared blood. The partner who uses their emotional state to dictate your actions, making you responsible for their happiness. These are not acts of love. These are strategic drains, calculated or unconscious, on your vital resources. The weak believe they must respond to every emotional bid. They fear being seen as cold, as selfish. They chase validation, approval, a sense of belonging. This is a weakness. It makes you predictable. It makes you exploitable. Your willingness to absorb their emotional burdens becomes an open invitation for more. Here's how you defend against this silent tax. You observe, you detach, you recognize emotional pleas for what they often are, attempts to control your time, your energy, your peace. You do not respond out of obligation or pity. You respond from a place of cold calculation. What is the return on investment for your resources? Napoleon Bonaparte, who knew the true cost of human connection in the crucible of power, once remarked that a leader is a dealer in hope. What he understood is that sentiment, while useful for inspiring others to sacrifice, must never be allowed to dictate your personal strategy. Your decisions cannot be swayed by the tears of a comrade or the appeals of a loved one when the survival of your own empire is at stake. Watch what happens when you begin to subtly pull back, when you offer solutions, not sympathy, when you set clear boundaries, not open invitations for emotional dumping. The needy will accuse you of changing, of becoming heartless. They will test your resolve. This is a critical moment. Hold the line. Let them see that your emotional coffers are closed for casual raiding. If you announce your boundaries, people will resent you, conspire against you, try to break your will. But if you quietly enforce them, if you simply stop giving, stop listening, stop offering, there's nothing for them to fight. Your absence becomes the answer. Your calm detachment becomes the barrier. This is not about becoming a recluse. It's about being deliberate with your emotional economy. You choose who gets access to your inner world, and for how long, and for what purpose. You control the flow, you dictate the terms. Nothing leaks. Nothing drains. Everything compounds. Otto von Bismarck, the Iron Chancellor, understood this perfectly. He famously said, "Never believe anything in politics until it has been officially denied." He built an empire through alliances and betrayals, always prioritizing the state's interest over any personal affection or loyalty. What he knew is that emotions are liabilities, blinding you to the shifting sands of power. Your objective is self-preservation, self-advancement. Sentiment is a luxury you cannot afford when building your empire, whether it's an actual state or your personal domain. Your energy is finite, your time is finite. Protect it. But even when you master this detachment, there's another insidious layer to human interaction, a silent agreement that binds you without your explicit consent, a social contract you never signed. What is it? Chapter 4, Ambition's Cold Calculus. Your allies are merely assets. This chapter reveals the chilling truth. Their loyalty is a fragile currency, traded for their own self-interest. You must see beyond their smiles. The silent agreement is the unwritten pact of ambition, the understanding that everyone, including your closest confidants, ultimately serves their own path. They call it friendship, you call it a temporary alignment of interests. This is the cold calculus of the human condition, stripped of sentiment. It is not personal, it is merely strategy. Your friends, your allies, your inner circle, they are not immune to their own ascent. When their personal gain aligns with yours, they are loyal. When their path diverges, when their ambition demands a different direction, your shared history becomes a liability. They will not hesitate. They cannot afford to. Think about the time someone rose, pulled up by others, only to shed those who helped them climb. They shed old skin, they shed old allegiances. Your loyalty is valuable to them, but only until it obstructs their next move. Then, it is a cage. To navigate this, you must adopt strategic distance. Observe their trajectory, understand their wants, map their ambitions onto your own, not as a blend, but as separate vectors. This allows you to anticipate their movements. It allows you to anticipate their betrayal. The naive announce their plans, seeking validation, creating an emotional investment in their friends' support. They believe shared dreams mean shared destiny, but the astute keep their true designs close, revealing only what serves immediate needs. They invite no interference. They accept no limitations. Miyamoto Musashi, the sword saint, wrote that you must view the world without vacillation. What he understood is that sentiment clouds judgment. When you rely on emotional bonds for critical support, you hand over a weapon. You give them power over your trajectory. When you believe their assurances, you become soft. You lower your guard. You fail to see the subtle shifts in their priorities, the small betrayals that foreshadow the large ones. These small cracks become wide-open chasms. You become exposed. Watch what happens when a friend gets a promotion you both coveted. Watch how their advice changes. Watch how their availability shifts. Suddenly, your shared goals are secondary. Your shared path is a dead end for them. Their new vista has no room for you. Instead, cultivate a network, not a reliance. Understand that each person brings specific utility. One offers information, another, a connection, a third, a distraction. Never consolidate critical support into a single individual or small group. Diversify your assets. Diversify your influence. Fools fall into dependency, believing their friends will always have their back. They build their castles on sand. But you must build your defenses with the knowledge that everyone is ultimately accountable only to themselves. No one is coming to save you. Alexander the Great, faced with the ambition of his generals, understood this inherent tension. He knew that the moment his own power wavered, the very men who served him would turn on each other and on him. What he recognized was that even the most fervent loyalty is conditional. It is a tool. Embrace the solitude of ambition. Your truest ally is your own will. Your most reliable resource is your own skill. Friends can be valuable companions on certain stretches of the journey, but never confuse companionship with unconditional allegiance. The road is long, you are alone on it. This cold calculus extends beyond your immediate circle. It infiltrates the very air you breathe, the information you consume. There is another kind of poison, a subtle infiltration that corrupts your judgment, twisting your perception of reality. What is this silent killer? Chapter 5. Your open wounds. Open wounds. Your vulnerabilities are not badges of honor. They are invitations to your ruin. I will show you how they are forged into weapons by your enemies. The silent killer is your vulnerability. It is the raw nerve of your existence, offered freely. They claim sharing builds trust, that openness is strength. This is a lie. Your raw data, your past failures, your secret fears, these are not gifts, they are weapons. When you confess a weakness, you hand them a blueprint. They catalog every insecurity, every past mistake, every emotional scar. This information sits dormant, a loaded gun, waiting for the moment of disagreement, the shift in allegiance, the opportunity to gain an edge. These open wounds are not for public display. Think about the last time you truly opened up. You poured out your heart. A financial struggle, a family conflict, a deep insecurity. They listened, they nodded, they offered platitudes. You felt lighter, believing you built a deeper bond. You thought you had connected. Watch what happens when stakes are raised. That shared vulnerability becomes a pressure point. Your friend, now an adversary, subtly reminds you of failures, questions your stability, hints at your precarity. Their empathy was not for you. It was for their future use. Here is how you control the narrative. Reveal nothing vital. Maintain a facade of unshakable competence. Let them guess your true thoughts, your true struggles. Share only controlled, surface-level information. Create an illusion of approachability without giving away ammunition. If you announce your fears, people will prod them, test their limits, exploit your flinches. But if you show no fear, if you maintain an impenetrable calm, there is nothing to attack. The naive believe vulnerability builds connection. The wise understand it builds targets. Genghis Khan understood that a leader's fears, once known, become fuel for rebellion. He presented himself as an indomitable force, an instrument of destiny. His warriors followed him not for empathy, but because he projected absolute, unwavering strength. He showed no cracks. What Genghis Khan understood is that true power lies in appearing impervious, in never revealing the cracks in your armor. His empire was built on perceived invincibility, a perception meticulously maintained by concealing personal weakness or doubt. This discipline was absolute. Your inner landscape is your last sanctuary. To expose its vulnerabilities is to invite siege. Each piece of personal information you release acts like a beacon, guiding others to your weakest points. They will strike there when it serves their agenda. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and find strength. He advocated an inner fortress, a mind unperturbed by external chaos or opinions. Your control over your inner world dictates resilience against manipulation. What Marcus Aurelius understood is that your mental state, your reactions, your emotional landscape, these are yours to command. To broadcast your inner turmoil, anxieties, or private history is to surrender that command. You give them the keys. You hand them the map. Silence is not weakness. It is a shield. Discretion is not paranoia. It is strategic intelligence. Let others spill their guts, expose their fragile egos, parade their traumas. You learn from their mistakes. You watch how perceived friends collect these pieces, waiting for the opportune moment. The currency of friendship is often perceived vulnerability, but the true cost is your strategic advantage. Every piece of your story you offer becomes a debt. But there's another hidden cost, a subtle tax levied on your energy, your focus, your very essence. What is this constant drain? Chapter 6. The Green-Eyed Shadow. Envy, your silent enemy. It's a venomous current beneath the surface, threatening to capsize your alliances. Learn to spot the signs before this insidious poison takes hold. This constant drain is the silent poison of envy, the green-eyed shadow that follows your rise. They tell you your friends will celebrate your victories. This is a dangerous lie. The truth is, many will see your ascent not as an inspiration, but as a direct challenge, a mirror reflecting their own perceived stagnation. Your gain becomes their loss, a silent indictment of their choices. This hidden resentment corrodes relationships from the inside out. It breeds a subtle, simmering hostility that will not announce itself. Instead, it manifests as passive resistance, backhanded compliments, and whispered doubts behind your back. They watch your every move, not to support, but to find the flaw, the crack in your armor, the moment you stumble so they can say, "I told you so." Think about the friend who was with you at the start. You shared dreams, built plans, climbed together. You taste success, achieve a breakthrough, acquire a new position. Now, they look at you differently. Their congratulations feel hollow. Their questions probe for weakness. Their advice subtly undermines your confidence. They want you to succeed, but not too much, not more than them. Here's how you disarm this silent threat. Never flaunt your wins. Never rub your achievements in their faces, even subtly. Understate your gains. When asked about your progress, speak of challenges, of the grinding effort, of the sheer luck involved. Make it seem like a struggle, a narrow escape, rather than a triumphant march. If you announce every promotion, every deal, every new advantage, people will track your trajectory, compare it to theirs, and feel the sting of inadequacy. But if you quietly build, consolidate, and expand your empire, there's nothing for them to envy. There's no sudden surge, only a slow, undeniable growth that they only notice when it's too late to compete. Leonardo da Vinci, the ultimate polymath, observed that envy is a cause of sorrow and an enemy of all things excellent. What he understood is that excellence itself provokes attack, that the light you cast on your own achievements will inevitably highlight the shadows in others' lives, making them resent you for your brilliance. Your success becomes their discomfort. The wise operate in the shadows. They build their strength in silence. They let their results speak volumes only to those who truly need to know, and even then, they frame it as a collective effort, a fortunate outcome, or a new challenge to overcome. This diffuses the resentment, diverting the green-eyed gaze. Steve Jobs, a man known for his relentless drive and often confrontational style, famously said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward." He wasn't talking about friends, but his principle applies: build your future in privacy, connect your dots in retrospect, and let others wonder how you got there. Your path should be an enigma. This strategy protects your energy. It prevents the constant need to justify, to explain, to dampen your own light for the comfort of others. It frees you from the emotional drain of managing their insecurities, allowing you to focus purely on your objectives. The less they know, the less they can use against you, and the less they have to be envious of. The goal is not to isolate yourself entirely, but to control the flow of information, to manage perceptions, to keep your true power concealed like a hidden reservoir, fueling your ambitions. This way, the green-eyed shadow has no object to latch onto, no visible success to darken with its bitterness. You must become a master of strategic understatement, a practitioner of veiled ambition. Your closest circles should see your struggle, your dedication, your humanity, but never the full extent of your victories, not until they are so entrenched they cannot be undone. The friends who genuinely celebrate your wins without reservation are rare. They are treasures. But assume the rest are watching, comparing, waiting. Do not give them ammunition for their quiet resentment. Do not feed the shadow. But there's another subtle attack, one that doesn't rely on envy, but on expectation and obligation, turning your own good nature into a trap. What is this hidden cost of your generosity? Chapter 7, Whispers and Lies. Whispers and lies, this hidden cost, my friends, is truth's corrosion. They are not idle chatter. They are weapons launched by those closest, twisting trust into betrayal. This hidden cost manifests as a corrosion of your truth, a quiet acid eating at your standing. They call it gossip, rumors, whispers. But these are not just idle chatter. They are weapons launched from the most unexpected quarters. Your friends, your trusted inner circle, can become the perfect conduits for these silent assassinations. They know your vulnerabilities, your past missteps, your private ambitions. A casual confidence shared in a moment of perceived camaraderie becomes ammunition. What you reveal to a friend in trust can be selectively leaked, subtly twisted, or outright fabricated by another. They do not even need malicious intent. Often, it is mere thoughtlessness, a craving for attention, or the desire to feel important by sharing inside information. Watch what happens when a casual comment you made, perhaps in jest or in confidence, gets amplified and distorted by a supposed ally. It returns to you not as your words, but as a malicious fabrication. Suddenly, you are explaining, defending, proving. Every time you feel compelled to clarify, to correct, to defend, you lose ground. You move from an offensive position to a defensive one. And the moment they know you need their understanding, they have power over you. This is why silence is a shield. It is a fortress against the unseen arrows. The truly powerful do not dignify rumors with a response. They do not engage in the pigsty of public denial. Your reputation is not built on what you say about yourself, but on what your actions demonstrate. consistently and unmistakably over time. Let your results speak. Let the noise dissipate. John D. Rockefeller, who built an empire on calculated silence and ruthless efficiency, understood this perfectly. He knew that the less you said, the less fuel you provided for the fires of public opinion or private resentment. His strategy was to simply outlast the noise, to let his achievements, not his words, scream for themselves. He built his power not by explaining, but by doing. Here's how you disarm the whisperers. You become unreadable. You cultivate a quiet strength that does not react to every pinprick. The less they know, the less they can twist. The less you share, the fewer secrets they can weaponize against you. Their whispers will echo in a vacuum, with no fuel to keep their fire burning. If you rush to deny every whisper, you validate the whisperer. You give them power. You drag yourself into their low-level game. But if you stand firm, silent, letting the noise dissipate, you reveal the emptiness of their claims. There's nothing to argue against, nothing to hold on to. The rumor dies not because you killed it, but because you starved it. Abraham Lincoln once observed that no man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. He understood that falsehoods, especially those spread through casual betrayal, carry their own expiry date. The truth, unassisted, has a way of rising, especially when the target of the lies refuses to validate the deception through frantic denial. Time exposes the cracks. Your allies should be vetted for their discretion, not just their loyalty. Some people are loyal to you, but leaky with information, naive to the implications of their casual talk. They are not malicious, but they are still dangerous. They are a conduit. The rule is simple. Reveal nothing that can be used against you. Trust is earned over decades, lost in an instant. Your inner circle should be smaller than you think, and your confidences should be rarer than you believe. Do not give them the map to your weaknesses. This isn't paranoia, it's pragmatism. You are not just protecting secrets, you are protecting your power. Every piece of information you control is a piece of leverage you retain. Every secret kept is a potential weapon denied to your adversaries, whether they are friends or enemies. But what happens when the attack is not from without, but from within your own mind? When your greatest enemy is not a backstabbing friend, but the constant hum of doubt and indecision that paralyzes you? Chapter 8, The Fangs Revealed. Trust no one. The greatest danger often hides within your closest circle. We shall now dissect the anatomy of betrayal, revealing its inevitable fangs. The truth is, your greatest enemy is often both. The doubt inside you is fed by the whispers from without, especially from those you believe are your allies. They tell you they are loyal, they tell you they have your back. This is a dangerous mirage, a fiction designed to lower your guard and expose your most vital pressure points. Betrayal from a friend is not an anomaly. It is a predictable outcome in the brutal game of power. These are the people who have seen you at your weakest, known your deepest fears, and observed your unguarded ambitions. They possess intimate knowledge of your vulnerabilities, not through espionage, but through the currency of shared trust and false camaraderie. This makes them far more dangerous than any declared enemy. Think about the friend you confide in, the one who knows your financial limits, your relationship struggles, your career anxieties. They know exactly where your emotional triggers lie, how to manipulate your ego, and the precise moment you are most likely to flinch. When their self-interest aligns against yours, this personal blueprint becomes a potent weapon, sharp and precise. Here's how you navigate this minefield. Assume conditional loyalty, always. Understand that every person operates from a place of self-preservation and personal gain, even when they profess devotion. Their allegiance is to their own advancement, not to your unwavering success. This isn't cynicism, it's a cold, hard truth that preserves your power. You must constantly observe, test, and maintain a calculated distance. Never fully reveal your hand, your resources, or your true intentions to anyone, especially not your closest confidantes. Let them believe they know you completely, while you withhold the pieces that truly matter. This silent watchfulness is your shield. If you announce your full trust, people will interpret it as an invitation to probe your boundaries and exploit your perceived naivete. But if you quietly build your strength, keep your counsel, and offer trust only in measured, reversible increments, there is nothing for them to exploit. They will find no soft underbelly, no exposed flank. What Vlad the Impaler understood is that loyalty is a fickle thing, especially when power is at stake. He knew that perceived threats, whether from rival lords or disloyal boyars within his own court, had to be dealt with swiftly and brutally. His chilling methods taught everyone around him that allegiance was absolute, or it was nothing. He built his rule on the stark reality that your closest associates could be your deadliest threats if left unchecked. The naive believe that friendship means absolute faith, a blind exchange of secrets. The shrewd understand that friendship is merely a transactional relationship where emotional bonds are traded for mutual benefit. The moment that benefit shifts, or one party sees a greater advantage elsewhere, the bond unravels. Friedrich Nietzsche wrote that what does not kill me makes me stronger, but he also explored the human will to power that drives all relationships. What he understood is that every interaction, even those cloaked in affection, contains an element of competition for dominance or influence. Your friends are not immune to this fundamental drive. Their desire for their own ascent can easily eclipse their concern for your well-being. This means you must fortify your inner world, making it impervious to external validation or emotional blackmail. Your sense of self-worth cannot be tied to their approval or their presence. They are players in your game, not the bedrock of your existence. Their shifting loyalties cannot be allowed to destabilize your core. Build a life where your success is not contingent on any single person's unwavering support. Diversify your network, cultivate multiple streams of influence, and keep your critical information compartmentalized. When a friend shows signs of disloyalty, you will not be crippled. You will simply adjust their position in your hierarchy, moving them further from your inner sanctum. The Fangs Revealed is not about becoming a monster, but about recognizing the monsters around you. It's about accepting that human nature, under the pressure of ambition and self-interest, will always gravitate towards advantage. Chapter 9, The Lone Ascent. Solitude, a necessary weapon. Trust is a luxury few can afford, a weakness many exploit. Prepare to build your fortress alone. The understanding that human nature will always seek advantage forces a stark reality upon you. Your ascent must be a solitary one. You cannot build a fortress with open gates. You cannot hold territory if your defenses are manned by those whose loyalty shifts with the wind. This is not paranoia. It is precision. It is the cold calculus of self-preservation. Every resource you accumulate, every skill you master, every connection you forge must ultimately serve your own strategic position. You are the architect of your empire, and you alone bear the burden of its security. To delegate your core interests, to outsource your vigilance, is to invite the very collapse you seek to avoid. Winston Churchill, a man who navigated the treacherous waters of alliances and betrayals, understood this truth deeply. He once noted that there is no more dangerous an illusion than the belief that one can be safe by being pleasant. What he understood is that your pleasantness is a weakness, an invitation for others to exploit your good intentions, to chip away at your resources, and to find the cracks in your armor. Your power doesn't come from their approval. It comes from your self-sufficiency. It comes from the quiet certainty that you are capable of operating without their input, without their invitation, and certainly without their help. This creates an unshakable aura, a subtle pressure that keeps others at arm's length, unsure of your true intentions or your hidden strengths. Minimize your exposure. Share information only when it serves a direct, immediate purpose for you. Never let your emotional state become a public commodity, for it will be catalogued and weaponized. Your vulnerabilities are for you to know, for you to fortify, never for others to observe. The master strategist Sun Tzu taught that if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. He wasn't just talking about armies. He was talking about the silent wars fought daily in boardrooms, relationships, and even families. Knowing yourself means knowing your vulnerabilities, knowing what you truly need. Knowing your enemy means knowing where they will strike, what they want from you, and how they will try to take it. The path of the lone ascent demands relentless self-assessment. Are you leaking energy? Are you giving away too much? Are you mistaking sentiment for strategy? These are the questions you must ask yourself constantly, without sentimentality, without hesitation, eliminate the leaks. Seal the drains. Harden your resolve. Your allies are temporary, your enemies are inevitable, but your self-interest is constant. Learn to distinguish between transactional partnerships and genuine threats. Approach every interaction with the understanding that everyone operates from their own self-serving calculus, just as you do. This eliminates surprise. This removes the sting of betrayal. Build your network not on trust, but on mutual utility. Let others believe they benefit from their association with you, but never let them believe they control the terms. You dictate the rules of engagement. You control the flow of resources. You hold the ultimate veto. Cultivate a strategic detachment from outcomes involving others. Their success or failure is merely data. Their loyalty or disloyalty is merely a variable you account for. Your emotional investment must be reserved for your own objectives, your own progress, your own self-mastery. Your greatest asset is your independence. Your greatest weapon is your control over yourself. When you operate from a position of absolute self-reliance, you become impervious to the manipulations, the whispers, and the subtle pressures that cripple lesser men. You become a force of nature, moving with an unyielding purpose. The world will try to pull you into its dramas, its feuds, its false alliances. Resist this pull. Stand apart. Observe. Your position at the top is secured, not by the hands you shake, but by the hands you never allowed to grasp your own. Now you understand. Your climb is your responsibility. Your power is your creation. Your security is your relentless pursuit. Let no one compromise it ever.